Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Draw with T. Today we are continuing on with the theme of zines. So here I'm just showing you guys something that I did off of camera, and that wasn't really intentional. I've been working on some stuff really late at night, and because this wasn't necessarily drawing, it kind of slipped me by that I should be recording this because I wanted to do an episode on it. So here's just a quick preview of kind of version 1 of this document that I put together. So this is a quarter size zine, and by quarter size I mean if you fold a piece of paper into fours, it's that big. It's quite small, and you're going to see how small it is. So you guys didn't get to see me do the layout, but you guys get to see me actually make the things physically. So I made 10 versions of this, and I believe it basically was 2 sheets of regular paper with printing on both sides. Now, because I only have access to an inkjet printer at home, and they're quite known for bleeding through, I had to go with a very thick paper. I guess I should mention this is a coloring book. This coloring book is called like Calasmere Heroes, so the idea is that it only contains art of the 4 main heroes of Calasmere, which would be Tristan, Blackwood, Princess Ysette, Humphrey the Dragon, and Stormscreech the Hippogriff, which we've seen before. So here I basically just sorted the pages into their appropriate sets of 10, and I believe that we're only actually going to see me make 8 because I made one as just a prototype, and I made another one after I made the batch to make sure the whole batch went well, thus leaving me with only 8. So the first step is basically fold each and every sheet and run a bone folder over it. Now I was kind of trying here, experimenting with doing 2 at a time, and it sort of worked, but the pages were so thick. They're 65-pound paper. I don't know what the GSM is, but it's basically the paper you would use as cover stock, I guess, for I don't know whatever it says for like report covers and whatnot. Since I'm not a business person, I don't really know what that would be, but it's a very thick paper, and in the end I'm kind of glad I did that, because as it turns out I can actually get it cheap on Amazon for a lot, and it's very thick, so you know, if for a coloring book you want something a bit thick. Now I do say in part of the copy, the writing in these books that you should use dry media, but that's just because I don't know what markers are going to do, especially if you try to use Copic markers. That's just not going to work, so it's going to bleed through. But yeah, so I'm basically just doing the boring part of trying to find a way to fold all of these things fast and effective, and at this point I was kind of thinking, my goodness, this process might take a bit longer than I had planned for. Here I take a little break, take a little sip of my tea, and yeah, it just kind of goes on like this for a bit. Now I am planning on coming around to selling these online. I'll have a finalized price after my zine show, because I really, where I'm at, you know, unfortunately, we do have some cool things here, but I looked it up, and it doesn't seem like we have any sort of regular zine meetup. There's basically just nothing about zines and my city anywhere. But I'm hoping that meeting up at my old college to do this sort of zine vendor thing, that I'll run into some zine people, and I'll be able to get like a good price on these. I'm planning on kind of selling them for like $1. If any of you are interested in buying this, it'd be basically $1 plus whatever the postage is to send it. It probably means the postage is going to be more, unfortunately, but you know, it's just kind of how it is. I do have some other zines on offer, so you might want to, you know, have them all packaged together. Depending on where you are, that might be cheaper. I had a lot of fun making this little zine. I really liked being able to make it at home. My other zines, I really hope I'm actually able to print them. At the time of recording the audio for this, I don't know if my other zines are going to be possible to make. I want to have them made cheaply, because zines, the most expensive zines typically go for maybe $5, being that this is happening at an art college, maybe they could go for a little bit more, but you can't really ask more for that. And I know a lot of places want quite a bit of money for printing booklets and such. And I want to do full pages of color on both sides, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue, and it's going to be too late for me to really change anything by the time I'm able to get to our local public library and find out if I can get the printing done there. So wish me luck, and let's hope that future me is sleeping well. She's got all of her zines made and done, and they're beautiful things. Failing that, I just might make some more coloring books, because these were really, really fun. And I'm already looking at some older art that I have and thinking up maybe new art that I can make to kind of just fill out the ranks and create these little zines that only cost me they're only two pages of 65-pound paper plus a little bit of black ink, which it's probably not much. Man, I gotta be honest, I forgot how long this folding process took. I think it was literally half the process, if not more, at least of the assembly part of it. But there you can see I started aligning them up at the top, so this is the 7th one, so after this we got one more to go. As much as I love seeing these little zines, and I love that they're my art, I was definitely getting very tired of seeing these same images over and over and over and over and over again. That being said, I'm very proud of how the 2-page spreads turned out, because I was worried about that, given that they were being hand-folded and paginated by me, so I had to be careful that the art kind of continued on to the next page in an appropriate way, and if they didn't, it wasn't utterly hopeless, utterly bad? That's the word. Sorry, I'm recording this batch of audio while heavily sleep deprived, and I've been catching myself all day, today and yesterday, using the wrong words in the wrong order. I'm pretty sure people think I'm doing it on purpose because it just seems that perfectly planned, but I'm not. If you've ever heard that joke, for drunk's sake, I'm not God, that has been a good chunk of today and yesterday. Only it hasn't been me trying to be funny. It's just been I've been putting my words literally in an order that sounds like I'm doing it on purpose. And it's really, really weird. Really weird. I haven't had that happen to me before, at least not to my knowledge. So maybe this is just the time that it's been to my knowledge. Now this stapler is new and I love it. I bought it off of Amazon. There were some more expensive options, but I kind of just wanted just a basic model. So this is just a long arm stapler that's basically made for doing what I want to do here. And I was actually kind of hoping that there's sort of a little slider you can see I'm adjusting there, and I was kind of hoping there was some sort of mechanism to lock it in or just have it there stiffly, so that I could basically not too gently ram every book kind of up against that little notch and then just slam some staples down into it. But while it does stay there rather stiffly, it's not stiffly enough, so every book had to be carefully adjusted. I don't even know if it would have helped to have had some kind of locking mechanism, because I think hand making little books like this just sort of results in each and every one of them kind of being a different width. Now I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Ooh, random head in the screen. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but I do want to say that one thing I believe I do off screen is after these little booklets are all stapled together, I do actually cut the ragged edges at my work desk. And given that didn't take too much time, I just decided not to switch my film setup over there, because again, it was late and I wanted to go to bed. And I may have filmed something else later that night. I don't quite remember. Or I had plans to, and I didn't, I think. So I didn't want to move my setup. I didn't want to take, 10 minutes to move my setup for a 10-minute shot and then spend 10 minutes moving it back for a longer shot. So yeah, here I am. You can just see me stapling away. I love this stapler because I'm not sure how well it would have worked with a normal stapler, especially with my stapler. I would have had to have borrowed somebody's stapler because mine just has the tiniest opening ever. It's really just intended to staple things, you know, their little corners or whatever. It is a full-size stapler, but it doesn't even open up fully. It's just I don't even know where I got the stapler. I got it a long time ago. It may have just even showed up for me, honestly. So yeah, this is what it's like to make a zine. It's fun, but also very repetitive. That said, I'm still glad I recorded this process. Let me know, guys, if you want to see the process for the other ones. I'm gonna be honest, I'll probably record those anyways. Well, you know, I might actually package them all together because the friend I'm going to this zine event with, we have plans to meet up very soon at our local library and see how the printing turns out there. And if the printing turns out good, then we're basically going to find a nice table and, you know, I'll bring my stapler, she'll bring her X-Acto knives, and we're just gonna make zines and have fun and all that. Kind of a, you know, a work outing, and basically get ourselves all prepped up. And I really hope that the library can print as I want it to, because if it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to ditch my friend real early so I can zip off to Staples, either get them to help me print it, or just abandon two of my 4 zine ideas, modify the 4th, and then just make a bunch of these coloring books, which the coloring books are cute, but I don't know if that's something that's the only thing I want to show up with. You know, I want a bit of variety. My idea for this zine vendor thing is to have some good content for Calasmere. I want the old story, which is, you know, actually a story. It's actually a comic and it's cute, and, you know, if nothing else, people will love the story. I have this little coloring book, so, you know, if somebody just wants something cheap, or they want a pocket coloring book, or they like Calasmere, they can have that. I'm also going to have a Calasmere art book, which we'll see later, and that's going to be full of concept art and little blurbs on it. And then I'm also going to have a sample of Calasmere's writing so far, so those are going to be exciting. Stay tuned for those. Here, I'm just going to show off the little booklets. Oh, I love them. They're so cute. Oh, I want to make more of these. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good evening, day, whatever you're watching this. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, please. Stay tuned for the next episode. I believe it's more zines. Things are a bit chaotic and a little bit seemingly out of order, but I'm just shooting things as I have time to do so, and yeah. Things are a little chaotic right now, but like I said, I'm back in the video making game, so it's nice to be back. You know, the break was nice, and we'll see. Yeah. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next episode.